Alright, let's dive into this because it's a big deal for golf fans, especially those in Memphis. So here's the scoop. Memphis is losing its premier PGA Tour status in 2028. Yep, you heard that right. TPC Southwind, the iconic course that's been hosting the FedEx St. Jude Championship since 1989, won't be part of the PGA Tour's new top-tier championship series. Personally, I think this is a massive shift, not just for Memphis but for the entire golf landscape. What makes this really interesting is how the PGA Tour is restructuring its entire competitive model, splitting it into two tiers, the Championship Series and the Challenger Series. It's like they're creating a golf version of the Premier League and the Championship in soccer. But here's the kicker: Memphis, a city with such a rich golf history, might end up in the second tier. From my perspective, this isn't just about golf, it's about the identity of a city. Memphis has been a staple on the PGA Tour for decades, and this feels like a demotion, no matter how you spin it. Now, let's talk about why this matters. The FedEx St. Jude Championship isn't just a tournament, it's a community event. FedEx, St. Jude Children's Research Hospital, and the city of Memphis have been intertwined with this event for years. FedEx, in particular, has been a cornerstone sponsor since 1986. Their statement about being disappointed but committed to Memphis is telling. What this really suggests is that even though the PGA Tour is moving in a new direction, the local impact of this decision is huge. I mean, think about it, this tournament has brought millions of dollars and global attention to Memphis. If it's downgraded to the Challenger Series, will it still have the same draw? Will the top players still come? These are questions that don't have easy answers. One thing that immediately stands out is the PGA Tour's emphasis on Memphis being a priority market. But if Memphis is such a priority, why isn't it in the Championship Series? It feels like they're trying to have their cake and eat it too. In my opinion, this is a classic case of corporate restructuring overshadowing local legacy. The PGA Tour is clearly prioritizing a new, more lucrative model, and Memphis is collateral damage. What many people don't realize is that this isn't just about golf, it's about the economics of sports. The Championship Series is where the big money and the big names will be. The Challenger Series? Not so much. If you take a step back and think about it, this is part of a bigger trend in sports. Leagues are constantly reshuffling to maximize profits, and smaller markets often get left behind. Memphis isn't a small market, but in the eyes of the PGA Tour, it's not a top-tier destination anymore. This raises a deeper question: what happens to cities like Memphis when they're no longer in the spotlight? Will the community still rally around a second-tier event? Or will interest wane over time? A detail I find fascinating is the role of FedEx in all of this. They've been the lifeblood of this tournament for decades, and their commitment to Memphis is unwavering. But even they can't change the PGA Tour's mind. This whole situation reminds me of how fragile these partnerships can be. One day you're a premier event, the next you're on the chopping block. So what's next for Memphis? The 2028 schedule isn't finalized yet, but it's clear that TPC Southwind won't be hosting a Championship Series event. Will it end up in the Challenger Series? Maybe. But even if it does, it won't be the same. The Challenger Series is expected to have larger fields and smaller purses, which could dilute the prestige of the event. Personally, I think Memphis deserves better. This city has given so much to the PGA Tour, and it feels like they're being pushed aside for greener pastures. As we wrap this up, I'm left with one big question: is this the end of an era for Memphis golf, or just a new chapter? The PGA Tour says Memphis is well positioned to remain part of the tour, but actions speak louder than words. If you're a golf fan in Memphis, this has to sting. But here's the thing: Memphis has always been a city that bounces back. Maybe this is an opportunity to reinvent the tournament, to make it something uniquely Memphis, even if it's not part of the Championship Series. What do you think? Is the PGA Tour making the right move, or is Memphis getting a raw deal? Let me know in the comments below. And if you enjoyed this breakdown, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more insights into the world of sports. Until next time, keep swinging.